From 4 News Now, with live updates throughout the day, breaking news as it happens, and weather every 10 minutes. This is KXLY Plus.
Good afternoon. For 4 News Now, I'm Rob King. We do bring you breaking news. Fire officials are about to hold a press conference in which we expect to get an update on the Millwood house fire that killed 2 children Monday morning. It looks like they are about to start, so we'll go ahead and take to that live now.
I think I've been doing it for 38. You're the best. Oh, other hand? Oh, you're
shake. You gotta shake.
Oh. Thanks.
Congratulations.
Wow, thank you so much. Thank you.
Hey, firefighters gotta have heroes too. You're retiring.
Yeah. 2 years early even.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
We'll stand. We put everybody right about here. So when they
in front of the mic, whoever's speaking in front of the mic, yeah, obviously.
Yeah. I think it's close. Is everybody ready?
Yeah.
Are we all good right now? Okay. Yeah, we'll have you step up. Chief Frank Soto Jr. will be speaking, Fire Chief. We'll begin our press conference today.
Okay, go ahead. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for attending our press conference. We're here obviously to talk about our determination of our investigation on the fire fatalities from yesterday. As a quick recap of yesterday's events, at 2:48 a.m. yesterday on October 30th, we were dispatched to a fire call at the 9800 block of East Alton Avenue. We were advised that there was a possibility of 2 occupants still inside the home when we got there. First arriving unit for Spokane Valley Fire Department was Valley Engine 2. They arrived in minutes, and the house was fully involved, and they were quickly notified via radio and on scene that there was 2 children, 2 kids that were still inside the home. At that time, our personnel did everything they could to get inside the home. We used what's called a VES, vent enter search, where we made entry into the bedrooms where the thought was the children were in one of the 2 bedrooms. We were able to get both of them out, and we provided all resuscitative measures that we could, and unfortunately we were unable to resuscitate the children, one being 7 and one being 9. I want to thank all of those in law enforcement, all of our responders, first responders, AMR, the City of Spokane Fire Department, Fire District 8, obviously the Spokane Valley firefighters, American Medical Response for responding and making every effort was made to resuscitate those 2 boys, and unfortunately we weren't able to accomplish that. I would ask that our citizens continue to pray for the families involved, and I ask that you pray for our first responders as well, and our community as a whole. We're all hurting. It's never easy to go on a fire fatality, and it's even it's incomprehensible when you have to go to a child that has died. And in this case, it was multiple deaths. So we're hurting, and we ask that you continue to pray for us. At this time, I'm going to turn it over to one of our investigators, Dustin Thurman. Thank you.
So as Chief Soto said, we did an extensive investigation of the fire
yesterday. Myself and an assistant fire marshal, Kip Crow. We spent a lot of time there yesterday and some today, and we've determined the origin of the fire was the exterior near the front porch of the residence. The cause was unfortunately an improperly discarded cigarette that landed between the house and what was thought to be an improper ashtray and landed in the combustible materials, and it spread to the exterior of the house and then eventually got inside the house to cause this tragedy.
My name's Brett Anderson. I'm your deputy fire marshal here at Spokane Valley Fire. With these tragic events, we try to take a moment in time and do some education and what can people do to help prevent this from happening, help keep tragedies like this from reoccurring. So I've got some points I'd like to make. If you have a house fire occurring, get yourself and everybody out. Once you're out, you can make your 911 call. You can take an assessment of what's going on, but do not go back in for anyone or anything in any circumstance. Make sure that your family has an escape plan. We talk about this every year on Facebook and in all our social media, and it's times like this that it gets hammered home, okay? Cigarette fires are not that uncommon. We go to multiple cigarette fires every year. With that being said, having good disposal practices is so essential to keep your home safe. Have an ashtray, use a tin can, make sure the can has water, make sure that's away from any combustibles or structures. We're coming out of wildland season, but I don't know that many folks realize that we're coming into structural fire season. This is when people turn on their heaters for the first time. They're using appliances, sometimes not meant for heating inside their homes. It's a dangerous time. So make sure your appliances have been looked at and checked. Make sure that you're using the appliance appropriately. In other words, no barbecues inside to create heat. Don't use things the way they're not meant to be used. One final note, please make sure your smoke detectors are operating and that you've checked the batteries. We say this again every year, at least a couple of times. It's so important to make sure that that's working so your family's alerted in case of emergency. Any questions? All right.
What's the condition? There was someone injured in the fire besides the two guys, correct? Do you know the status of that person's health?
Both people that were injured are minimal damage to them.
Are they out of the hospital?
As far as I know, yes.
When the two children were extracted from the house, were they found on their beds, or did you see them make an attempt to come out, and did you guys pull them out unconscious already?
We're not talking about victims on tonight.
How's your staff doing right now?
As Chief Soto alluded to, we're hurting. It's hard to deal with any tragedy, but especially when you're literally hands-on. So we're having our critical incident safety debrief. We're following our best practices, protocols for behavioral health, and making sure that we're taking care of each other.
Are these the first two fatalities for your guys' department this year?
We've had, over the last 2 years, 4 fatality fires, or 3 fatality fires involving 4 victims.
Including this one?
Correct.
In the past 2 years, you said? Is the house still closed off, or will it, is the area still unsafe?
The house has been boarded up. That's the typical action that we take with a structure that's not occupiable, and it will stay that way until either it's condemned or rebuilt.
Are you guys investigating anything else, or is this the end?
Our investigation's closed.
So were there not working smoke detectors in the room?
I'm sorry?
Were there not working smoke detectors in the room?
No, there was a working smoke detector.
Any other questions?
All right. Thank you, guys.
Thank you guys very much.
Thank you guys.
Thank you, Chief.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good job.
Thank you for watching. If you're just now joining us, we have learned the cause of the deadly Millwood fire. We now know that it was an improperly disposed of cigarette that led to the deaths of the two children. Again, their ages are 7 and 9. The Spokane Valley Fire Department did not release their did not release their identities. They said they would not be talking about them today. If you missed some of that press conference, the whole thing will be up on our website shortly. But again, the big takeaway is that the arson investigation is closed according to Spokane Valley Fire, and that the cause of the deadly Millwood fire was an improperly disposed of cigarette. What they said was that that cigarette was put into an ashtray that was not a proper ashtray, and then it got a hold of some combustible materials right in the front porch area of the home. And this fire again broke out Monday morning, 2:45 a.m. The two small boys that were killed, ages 7 and 9. 2 dogs were also killed in the fire. The father of the boys was injured, as well as a firefighter, but both suffered non-life-threatening injuries and have since been discharged from area hospitals. But that is a new update from fire officials. We now know the cause of this fire. We'll have more details coming up tonight in 4 News Now at 5, but for now, live in studio, I'm Rob King with 4 News Now.